Welcome back to Eldeecodes. In this video, we are going to learn about CSS. Introduction to CSS. CSS simply means Cascading Style Sheet, which is responsible for the styling and beautification of a web page. CSS describes how HTML elements should be displayed on screens, paper, and other media. This is simply saying that CSS describes how a particular HTML element should be displayed on screens, paper, and other media. So let me use Facebook as an example. We all know we can access Facebook from our mobile devices and we can access Facebook with our computer, okay? Now, when you log into Facebook using your laptop, it's going to give you a different view from the person logging in with their mobile devices, okay? This is telling us that CSS is at play here. So CSS describes how a particular HTML element should be displayed on screen, paper, and other media. And we have three standard ways of writing our CSS. We have inline CSS, we have internal CSS, and we have external CSS. But in this video, we are going to focus more on inline CSS, okay? Inline CSS, it allows you to add styling directly on the HTML element inside the HTML file. In our previous video, we've discussed about HTML elements, tags, and all of that. So this is basically telling us that you can add in your style inside that line of code, inside that HTML element. And inline CSS is actually suitable when you have few stylings to make in your code, in your HTML file. You want to add in few things. You can actually use inline CSS. But it's not suitable if you are styling a lot of elements inside the file. Okay, if you know that you actually have a big file and you are trying to use inline CSS, it's not good because it's going to slow down the page load of that particular application. Okay, so in as much as inline CSS is good in some point, it's also not good up to certain points. So let's all take notes. So this is basically how inline CSS looks like. So firstly, we discussed about HTML attributes in our previous videos and what attributes does. So here, styling is being added as an attribute in the HTML element, okay? So here, you have in your style, then you have your property, then you have your value. So this is a typical example of inline styling. This is our HTML tag, p tag, okay, which has a text here. This is a paragraph of text and is closed here. So inside the opening tag of this p tag here, we'll have our attribute of style here. So the attribute, the property is color and the value is yellow. So this text is going to show yellow in the web browser. This is basically how inline CSS looks like. So, and that's the end for today's lesson. Do not forget to like, share, comment, ask your questions, and stay tuned for our latest updates.